Phonetics is a branch of linguistics that studies how humans make and perceive sounds. In Old English, many words were monosyllabic. If the word was multisyllabic, the first syllable of word was always stressed, with the exception of those words beginning with a prefix. If the word began with a prefix, the next syllable was automatically stressed. The straightforward and consistent pattern of syllable stress was disrupted when loan words from various languages entered into Middle and Modern English. Definition of stress. Stress is a vowel sound in a syllable that should be in a high, long, or loud tone. This emphasis can create a rhythm of language. This is especially important when native speakers want to understand a word in English that we speak. These are primary, secondary, and weak stress. Primary stress denotes the strongest syllable of a word, the loudest syllable in the word. In one-syllable words, that one syllable has the primary stress, and then secondary denotes strong syllable with less emphasis than the primary, and weak syllable are typically realized by the swallow.
The character driven cartoon chronicles the nautical and often nonsensical adventure of Spongebob, an incurable, optimistic, and earnest Sponge, and his underwater friends. Dwelling a few fathoms beneath the tropical isle of Bikini Atoll in the subsurface city of Bikini Bottom, Spongebob lived in a two-story pineapple. Instead of taking the logical approach to everyday challenges, SpongeBob approaches life in a wayward and unconventional way. Whether searching for the ultimate spatula to perfect his burger flipping technique at the Krusty Krab, or just hanging out with his best friend Patrick, an amiable starfish, SpongeBob's good intention and overzealous approach to life usually create chaos in his underwater world.
Voiceovers: Tom Kenny as SpongeBob SquarePants, Roger Pompes as Squidward, Bill Fagerbeck as Patrick Star, Clancy Brown as Mr. Krabs, Mr. Lawrence as Plankton, Jill Talley as Karen, and Caroline Lawrence as Sandy Chicks. In this SpongeBob cartoon, the emphasis on each pronunciation is different. Some are appropriate and some are not. Because this film is identical with the villainous of spoken language and many players' movements are not appropriate.
Final remark. Our group is interested in this research. After we watched this SpongeBob movie, we felt stress or intonation that pronunciation was not precise. We want to analyze how the expression and stress are appropriate in the SpongeBob film, entitled Bikini Bottom's Most Cursed Food, and we can tolerate their pronunciation and transcription if we hear them speak their word. However, if you don't know this, you will have a lot of misunderstanding. For example, when the Krusty Krab kitchen falls apart and crumbs Should Mr. Crab is sad and disappointed, but he looks proud and thinks it's his old-fashioned way. So, we think everyone needs to know about this incident. Even if it's just a small change in stress or intonation of the language, it can become a big problem if it goes unnoticed. In closing, I recommend everyone to watch this film so that they can compare it with other films and increase their knowledge about the use of stress in SpongeBob film. The example of the SpongeBob movie. Doesn't. The stress type is primary and has 2 syllables. Right. The stress type is primary and has 1 syllable. Ocean. The stress type is primary and has 2 syllables. Office. The stress type is primary and has 2 syllables. Spider. The stress type is primary and has 2 syllables. Delicious. The stress type is primary and has 3 syllables. Partner. The stress type is primary and has 2 syllables.